Thanks to a new study by Texas A&M University, researchers are learning more about how police officers interact with the public. Back in 2016, the university teamed up with the City of Aransas Pass to study body cam footage captured by the Aransas Pass Police Department. Our Taylor Adenise tonight has a look at the findings. Taylor.
Joe, the purpose of the study was to see if there was any difference in the way police handle interactions with, well, different people. Aransas Pass Police Chief Eric Blanchard says he wasn't surprised that the findings say no.
We don't treat folks or handle their situations based on their color, based on their sex, based on their gender beliefs, based on their cultural upbringing.
Researchers collected 600 APPD body cam videos from May 2016 to May 2017, footage that was already archived before Texas A&M contacted the city about the study. What they found was most of the interactions were traffic stops, property crimes, and officers being dispatched for other or unknown reasons. Only 12% of people were given a ticket and 8.7 arrested. And out of all the interactions, only 3 incidents involved the use of force. None was lethal. Blanchard says the use of force was decreased significantly over the years in his department. A majority of the contact with people really just ended positively and with no arrests. And every year, Blanchard releases a public safety report for the city council and the community. He says since Harvey, many renters had left the city, but so the crime rate inevitably went down. But even in the last 12 years, Blanchard says the crime rates have dropped significantly, and he attributes that to better trained officers and community support. Chief Blanchard says his department spends a lot of time having positive interactions with the public. They make sure to hold events to let people know the police aren't there to rack up revenue for the city, but to help keep peace and balance to the area. Blanchard says it's APPD's goal to solve issues and help people instead of throwing them in jail. He says he thinks the body cam research results are a good reflection of that. To see more on the study, you can head to our website at KIIITV.com. Joe.
Taylor, thank you.